right, guys, so we're looking at these here. So what we finished with or stopped yesterday was with the systems of inequalities. And what we need to do to solve these here is we need to graph both of them there and see where the shaded region is, where they share, or where the shaded regions overlap. And again, these here are both in the form y equals mx plus b. So it gives us the y-intercept and the slope. So let's start with the one on top. Y is less than or equal to negative 1/2 x plus 1. So the y-intercept for this one would be at 1, positive 1. So we put a point at positive 1 on the y-axis. And because the slope is negative 1/2, yes, we would go down 1 and right 2. Or we can go up 1 and left 2. Because since the slope is negative, we're going to go down and right or up and left. Exactly. Now, will this line be solid or dashed? It's going to be solid because it's not dashed. Let me see here. Now that we have that done, we need to see which side we're going to shade, if we're going to shade above or below the line. We'll pick the point 0, 0. And we can plug that in, and we can see is 0 less than or equal to negative 1/2 times 0 plus 1. Well, negative 1/2 times 0 is going to be 0. Well, 0 plus 1 is just 1. So is 0 less than or equal to 1? Yes. Now, on the ones we did yesterday, we would have shaded towards 0, 0. But with these systems of inequalities, we're just going to draw arrows to point down, pointing in that direction. Because again, we're still needing to graph the other line and figure out which side we're going to shade with it. So we'll wait on shading. Okay. Let's graph the other equation. Y is greater than negative 1/2 x minus 2. So when we look at this here, the y-intercept is at negative 2. So we'll put a point at negative 2. Now the slope is like the same thing. It's negative 1/2. So that means we're going to go down 1 and right 2. Or we can go up 1 and left 2. And again, just like with the other one, this line will be solid. Now we just need to figure out which direction we are shading. And again, we can check the point 0, 0. 0 is greater than or equal to negative 1/2 times 0 plus 1 minus 2. Thank you. I was looking at the first equation again. Negative 1/2 times 0 is 0. And 0 minus 2 is just negative 2. Now is 0 greater than or equal to negative 2? Yes, so we shade towards the point 0, 0. So for this one here, we would shade in the middle. We would shade between the two lines. Now, it worked out no matter what the equation was for this one here, we would have had a solution. We would have had a solution for this here. Is even if this had been no, we could have shaded the bottom region. But that would only been if it had been no that it wasn't true. Any questions on this here? Okay, so let's look at the next one here. So number 10, we have two equations. Y is less than 1/2 x minus 2, and y is less than or equal to 2x plus 2. So we can start off with the top equation. So where's our first point going to be? On the -2 on the y-axis, because our -2, the -2 is the y-intercept. So we can go down to -2 on the y-axis. Now our slope for this equation is 1/2. So that means we can either going to go where? Up 1 and over 2 to the right. Or we can go down 1 and left 2. Now, will this line be solid or dashed? It will be solid. It will be solid because it's equal to. Now, because it didn't go through the origin, we can check the point 0, 0. So we say 0 is less than or equal to 1/2 times 0 minus 2. Well, 1/2 times 0 is going to be 0. And 0 minus 2 is -2. So 0 less than or equal to -2? No, it's not. So since the point 0, 0 is here, we wouldn't shade towards it, we would shade away. We would shade the side that does not have the point 0, 0. Questions on this here? Okay, let's look at the other one. So we look at this equation. We have our y equals mx plus b. So the y-intercept for this other equation is at what? +2. So we make a point here. Now the slope is what? Right, since it's +2, we would go up 2, 1, 2, and over 1. Or we can go down 2 and over 1. And again, this line is going to be solid because it is equal to. Any questions on this here? All right, we need to check a point. 0, 0. 0 is less than or equal to 2 times 0 plus 2. Well, what's going to happen on this side here? What are we going to get? Just 2, yes? Is 0 less than or equal to 2? So we're going to shade towards the point 0, 0. The arrows aren't facing each other. So where are the arrows facing each other? There's going to be this whole region down here. Now, if it had been false, when we check the second one, for the y is less than or equal to 2x plus 2, if that had been false and we were shading up, then it would have been that little section. Because what we would have needed is that this line to shade this direction. Then it would have worked. So for that to be true, instead of it being less than or equal to, it would have been greater than or equal to. Then we would have had that little triangle at the bottom. Questions on this here? We getting the hang of this? All right, we have 11 and 12. So we look at these two here. We'll look at 11. Okay. Actually, let's look at 12. We'll do 11 later. I'm not going to worry about 11. Because what's the only difference between 11 and 12? Yeah, one's going to be dashed, the other's going to be solid. That's the only real difference. So if we look at 12, our y-intercept is at -2, because we have the -2. Now our slope is -1. Because since we just have the negative sign, it's -1. So that means we're going to go down 1 and right 1. Or we can go up 1 and left 1. Because it's negative, we're either going down and right, or we're going up and left. Either down and right, or up and left. I'm going to go on to number 12. Number 11 and number 12 are going to be the exact same, except, yeah, so the ones we're doing are going to be dashed. The ones on number 11 are going to be solid. They're the exact same equations. So, exactly. So this one here, the line is going to be dashed because it is not equal to. Here's that over there. So we have our dashed line. And again, we need to check a point. 0, 0. 0, 0. So 0 is greater than -0 minus 2. Well, that's just 0 is greater than. Is 0 greater than -2? Yes? Yes? Since 0 is greater than -2, we're going to shade towards the side that has 0, 0. If they gave us a true statement. All right, let's do the other equation. Now the y-intercept is at +2 because we have +2. Now our slope is what? -5. So where would I go from here? I would go, yeah, down 5 and right 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we can't go up 5 because, well, we could if we had enough space, but we don't have enough space. And again, this line is going to be and last but not least, we've got to check a point. 0, 0. 0 is less than -5 times 0 plus 2. Well, -5 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 2 is just 2. Now, is 0 less than 2? It is. So we're going to shade towards the point 0, 0. Let's get a little faster. Yeah. It's kind of nice, or makes it a little bit easier when we got a smart board. And we have that section there. All right, we've got 2 left. Yep. Okay. We got these 2 here, and then we are done. So we look at number 13. Let's do the one on bottom first. Y is greater than x. What is the y-intercept for this one here?
0.
It is 0. Because, is there a number there? Is there a number written? Well, I can put 1 plus 0, because adding 0 doesn't add anything. So whenever the y-intercept is not written, it's automatically 0. Which is kind of disappointing, because that means we cannot check the point 0, 0. We have to find a different point. But our slope is what? It is dashed. The slope would be 1. And it's positive, so we would go up 1, right 1, or we can go down 1, left 1. And the slope would be dashed. Questions on this here? Angel, can you give me a point that we can check? One, -2. That'll work. 1, -2 down here. I mean, really, with any of these here, it's not too bad to check these here. Because when we plug this in, 1, -2. So for this here, 1, -2. I'm going to plug 1 in for x and -2 for y. So we'll have -2 is greater than 1. Is -2 greater than 1? Yep. Well, that's fine. Because it's only really mattering if it's on the one we're checking. Since we're checking y is greater than x, it could be on the other line, but it's really checking this one here. Because as long as it's not on the line that we are checking, then we're good. If it's on the line that we're checking, so 0, 0, we couldn't use it for this one here. But we can use 0, 0 for the other one. So this here, since this is not true, it means we're going to shade above the line. All right. Now we're going to graph the other one. Y is less than -4x plus 2. So our y-intercept would be at +2. And our slope is -4. So we would go in the right one. Yes. I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and right 1. And again, our line would be dashed because it's not solid. Yep. We can do that and hang it up on the wall.
Oh, yes.
Put it right there.
Yes.
Put it right there. Be like, this is slowly. You guys have to make it simple right here. Come on.
All right, let's check the point. So we check the point 0, 0. It's really just going to tell us 0 is 0 greater than 2?
Yes. No.
Or less than 2, sorry. Yes? So we would shade towards the point 0, 0. So it's this area.
Really aggressive.
All right, guys, we got one left. One left on the review sheet.
No. The last question.
The last question. I don't care if it's like 5 points.
We already get a grade for doing the review sheet. Have you already got it done yet? All right, guys, so if we look at the top equation here, the y-intercept would be positive 4. And the slope is? One and over 2. And this line would be solid or dashed?
It will be
Dash.
Because it's not set. So, because it's not equal to, it will be dashed. And now we need to check if we shade above or below the line. And we can check the point 0, 0. So 0 is less than 1/2 times 0 plus 4. And is 0 less than 4? So we would shade towards the point 0, 0. We would shade below the line. Are we ready for the other equation? All right, so where's our y-intercept? At negative 3. And our slope would be? Almost. Right. Since the slope is, we would go up and, or we could go down and.
I did it too.
Yeah, I did it too. Literally, they're the only ones who get grade on it.
Guys, I'd hang on to it because you're going to get to use it on the test.
Are we doing the test Monday?
Yep. We still need to check the point 0, 0. 0 is greater than or equal to 2 times 0 minus 3. creative pin. Let's do stars. All right, guys. That is.